Good evening, dear friends. So thrilled to have you with us tonight. My name is Nicholas Viselli. I'm the artistic director of Theater Breaking Through Barriers. And yeah, indeed, even though you see an empty room next to me, you'll find out about that soon enough. Um, I am coming to you live from right here in the heart of the Thunderdome, right here in Midtown Manhattan. And on behalf of all of us at TVTV, our artists, our administrators, our board of directors, our technicians, I would cordially like to welcome all of you to Theater Breaking Through Barriers' fourth Hybrid Playmakers Intensive, or HPI4, Transcendence Approaching. It has been really an extraordinary week. The plays that have come out of this intensive have been so incredibly interesting and thought-provoking. I think that's a good way, and that's exactly what we wanted. But today is Friday, and when we're beginning the week, when we're beginning the weekend, we have to kick it off with something really spectacular. Um, Not saying that the other shows weren't spectacular, but we got a perfect Friday show for you, and I'm really, really excited about it for a number of reasons. One, because it was written by an extraordinarily talented artist and playwright, Shellen Lubin. She's also a wonderful director. She does everything. I'm always amazed by people that can do everything. And Shellen's one of those people that can do everything. Uh, the play tonight, our feature tonight, is called The Gatekeeper. It was directed to utter perfection by Christopher Chan Roberson, who is actually going to be beaming in tonight from Texas. He's normally here in New York, but he's working on business, so you'll see him tonight in another part of the country. And two stellar performers, the legendary George Ashiotis and the incomparable, there, another good adjective, David Harrell. So please, I hope you will enjoy this. And I'm not going to say any more. I'm just going to invite you all, please, to sit back, relax, and enjoy Shellen Lubin's The Gatekeeper.
Hello? Is anybody there? It's Lester here. Hello? Conrad, are you somewhere? Oh, is this where I'm supposed to be? What is this weird anteroom? My brother said I needed to come here to the house, but this is feeling really strange. This house doesn't even feel the same. If it's not Conrad I'm meeting, I'm not sure who I'm supposed to see or what this is about. Is anybody there? And then when I got here, there's this note on the door that say, come in, and the monitor is here. So I did, but that's it. No more. Now what? Can anybody hear me? Is somebody in there? Is somebody going to come talk to me? The note didn't say to wait. Am I supposed to be waiting? Is this your idea of a bad joke, Conrad? Hello? Hello? Goran? Goran Philby? Is that you? Your camera's not on, Goran. Goran, what are you doing here? Can you turn your camera on? Because I don't know anyone else with the name of Goran. There you are. Can you hear me, Goran? What are you doing? Are you putting lotion on your hands? Why are you answering me? Am I supposed to talk to you before I see my brother? I don't understand. I mean, I know you guys have been friends forever, but I don't understand. Why would Conrad tell me to come here and then you're here? I mean, not with him, but it's you here and not him. And I'm used to my brother being a pain in the ass, but I'm not used to him not making sense. What are you doing, man? Some kind of weird hand dance? What's the deal? Listen, Goran, I deserve a response. Was this Conrad's idea? Is he the one who put you up to this? Did he tell you what he wants from me? Are you trying to put some sort of spell on me with your hands? Because if you are, it's not working. Just tell me, what am I supposed to do? Where am I supposed to go?
This meeting is being recorded and live streamed. It's also being transcribed for AI companion. Audio now unmuted. You are currently on a text element. Voiceover off.
Over.
You can hear me. Over what?
Over it.
What does that even mean?
Raised up. Higher. Beyond. Above.
Above the fray of this crazy family?
Above it all. Not in the middle.
But I am in the middle. If I'm here, I'm in the middle. However far I think I get away, whenever I'm here, I'm right back in the middle. Okay, Goran, I know Conrad holds me responsible because I couldn't get back here to say goodbye to my father when he died, even though my father didn't deserve it. He didn't deserve either one of us, or my mother for that matter. He was a selfish bastard who wasn't sober for 2 days straight. But I know Conrad has been here taking care of him for what? The last
10 years.
So he didn't need my sorry self around. Have you been here too?
He missed you.
My dad?
Conrad.
Well, he has a strange way of showing it. All he ever did was put me down. You know that.
Do I?
Well, since we were little kids. Since I was a little kid. Me way littler than you, of course. There I was running to keep up with him, with the two of you. I never could.
How could you? You were 14 years younger than us, not even a third our size.
And you would never let me forget it. And you, both of you, always teasing me, setting me up for the fall.
That's not how I remember.
All I wanted was just to please him. My big, brave, beautiful, big brother. There's the one thing I could never do.
I remember him taking care of you.
Why I haven't talked to him. I didn't want to hear it, trying to make me feel guilty, making me feel selfish for not coming back. But I couldn't. When I was here, every roadway, every stop sign, every lamppost lighting up at dusk, it felt like doom, like a harbinger of impending doom. Especially my dad and his chaos. And if his chaos had overtook me, if the doom overtook me, I didn't know how I could survive it.
Sometimes in a bubble
And I
is the
don't know
only.
how Conrad put up with him either, Goran, especially without her.
It helped for us
I wasn't
to get.
even sorry that he died before I had a chance to come back here and see him one last time. I didn't have to choose not to try.
You didn't come to the funeral either.
How do you do it?
Become removed. Living through the world, but not of it.
I can't do that. Not in the thick of it. I tried and I can't. I had to remove myself to be removed.
Ah, the monk on the mountaintop.
I'm not on a mountaintop.
You are.
I live in a valley now, the opposite of a mountaintop, a fairly typical American suburb, mini malls, grocery stores the size of a small village.
But you're no longer in the marketplace.
You mean Wall Street? I was in New York, but I never worked on Wall Street or anywhere near it. I worked in a government social services center, creating backup systems for permanent data. Guess that's my role in life, backup. Just like I always was for you and Conrad, legs shorter, running 10 steps behind, always trying to keep up. But he's the money guy, not me. That's why he's the executive of our mother's estate, even though it's our father who died. But luckily, our crappy father never met the qualifications to touch the money. Stipulation was that it would all stay in a trust unless he got sober, which he did not. And now, well, we get to deal with it. Well, Conrad gets to deal with it because, as we know, he always has to be the money guy. Lester can't handle money. Give him a quarter in a slot machine, he'll lose it. Give him an errand to run and it'll never happen. Lester can't handle anything. He goes off the wall at the drop of a hat, makes everyone crazy, and you can't trust him to follow through with anything. Irresponsible. Loser. Fuck up. Pathetic. Lester can't get anything right. So I've never been into money. Never anywhere near Wall Street.
But you were in New York City.
Oh, that's what you meant. New York as the world's marketplace. Well, that's true. At the moment, anyway, given the insanity of the world right now, New York may not be the marketplace for long. It could change any day.
As could the typical American suburb.
True. True.
As could the typical American family. That might be a good thing.
We were never typical. Drunk father, depressed mother, and Conrad thought he could take care of me by keeping me in line. He's more demanding than General Patton. So I ran away to New York, as far from him as I could get, as far from all of them as I could get. And I don't know why Conrad came back here after his divorce. Do you?
We've been living here since he's got back to town.
You've been living with him since my mother died?
Since she got sick.
I didn't realize. I mean, I knew he was here taking care of everything, but I didn't know you were here too.
Yep. I missed her every day, your mom.
Not as much as I do.
She was also almost like a mother to me too, even when you were little.
Yeah. But
Eyes sparkling with wonder, big beaming smile, unless she was lost in her agony. But even when she was completely submerged in her misery, she was always able to open her ears and her heart to hear mine.
I remember the two of you at the kitchen table late at night. I'd sneak out of bed.
I still talk to her sometimes in my mind. Talking to her, thinking of her, takes me to a clearer, more peaceful place.
I wish I could do that. I can't see her. I can't talk to her.
Not even in dreams?
No. No dreams. I remember telling you and Conrad that you needed to get out more and you shouldn't spend all your free time in the basement watching old movies, wrestling.
Yeah. She gave up on that when Conrad came back to town. The three of us watched old movies together. It breaks my heart losing her, even though I knew she was at peace. But her being gone, that's been tough.
It was too hard for me to come back here at all.
It's a choice.
Doesn't feel like one.
It's always a choice.
Come on, Goran, you know how judgmental my brother is and how he thinks I'm an immature, selfish, self-involved prick. And he just wants me to feel bad about it and feel bad about myself.
Are you sure? I don't think...
Look at this. Setting you up as some kind of gatekeeper? Is that what this is? I can't see him until I've been properly humiliated and brought down to size. It's just so controlling. He thinks he knows everything better than I do. What is he, God?
Is that what he thinks?
Why won't he leave me alone?
You wrote to him.
Well, I had to. If I want anything from my mother's estate, he's in charge of the whole shebang. He's always the one in charge, and I have to scramble for his crumbs.
Is that what he's doing?
Isn't it?
I asked you.
You're the one who knows.
Am I?
If you live here with him, you must know something. Are the two of you in some sort of cahoots, trying to get me to give up my part of the estate? What kind of fucked up game is this?
Come on, Lester. This is not a game. Whatever you're handed, you get through it. Somehow.
Yes, of course, you find ways to get through.
You learn how to manage what you've been given.
Learn how to function with what you thought you needed.
You figure it out.
Or you don't.
Why are you here, Lester?
Conrad told me to come here. And then there was this note that said to come and...
I mean, why did you come here at all?
I don't know, really. I was never planning on doing this.
Sometimes the things you were never planning for are the things you most need.
Is that how you get over it?
Over, under, around, through. Somehow, something.
Something. These movements, they remind me of
Tai Chi?
a lava lamp.
Trying to find something.
Find it, but not hold it.
Exactly. Let it flow.
Whatever that something might be.
Whatever it becomes.
I feel it.
Good.
Not yet. Please, just a moment more.
Whenever you're ready, until you're ready, Lester.
I really wish my brother could appreciate me the way I do him.
Do you?
I really do. He's a wonder. I tell him that. Just, if you could just see me clearly, what I've become.
Be who you are then. Be what you've become.
Thank you.
You're more than welcome.
I feel much better,
Good.
more centered.
Nice. Over.
Yes. Over, above. Done.
You can go down the hall now. Last room on the left. He's waiting for you.
He's been here the whole time?
Across the hall from me, at the dining room table.
You're here too?
Last room on the right. I'll bring you both dinner.
Both of you making me wait.
Not at all.
I don't understand.
Lester, Conrad and I live here together.
Oh. Wow. Goran, I didn't realize. And you two planned this
Kind of.
to work me up.
No, Lester, to wind you down.
Keep me waiting.
Conrad is the one who's been waiting for so long.
For what? What has Conrad been waiting for?
Really, Lester? For you. For you to come home.
Mm. Wow. Wow. That was amazing, you guys. Come on, please, everyone, come on. I'd love George,
Yes.
David, Shellen, hello, Chris. So great to see you. Oh, all right. Alicia, everyone. I want to introduce you to Alicia Westlake. Alicia is actually our new development manager, and I've asked her to come tonight so that we could all, so that, one, that you can all meet her, but two, because I wanted her to be able to experience the work and to be able to talk about it in our post-show discussion. So I'm really thrilled that you could be. Hi, Alicia. And Tucker's here too, and he'll pop on in a second, I'm sure. What an amazing play this is. What I love about this is, once again, I think the whole theme of this intensive is this sort of, I sort of suggested from the beginning where we are in our world right now. This is sort of the base idea. The idea of transcendence is to move to higher ground. Okay, to move to a better place, whatever that means. And it doesn't necessarily have to mean the state of our world. In this case, I think this play truly embodies that, in a sense. It is a sense of someone who has become very tortured and tormented his whole life, and we are now, and part of this is achieving a state of grace or peace. Am I off about this, Shellen? I mean,
No, not at all. That is absolutely what it was about. George gave me a challenging thing to start with, which is he said he didn't want to talk too much. So it made me think about what person in this two-character play
Mhm.
would not talk too much. And the first thing I thought of was someone who is at peace.
Mhm.
And that's why I gave him those movements at the beginning when he first comes on. And that's ultimately the movements, he uses the movements to also get through to Lester. So I just, yeah, no, that was absolutely what I was thinking about.
It was beautiful. It really was beautiful. I mean, obviously you get the sense of this man who is so weighed down by the burdens of his life, whatever they are, all of his inadequacies, all of that. And then you've got this other person who just pops on and just has this beautifully calming, as George tends to have, presence.
Not always.
But I just thought that was inspired, really, and inspired, I guess, not only casting, but really, really great role for you, George. Just so wonderful.
What I said to Shellen was that I wanted my character to be a man of few words.
But the words that you say are so
I know.
important.
No, I love it.
And you become like this. Yeah, I mean, obviously the play is called The Gatekeeper, but it's more of a, how would I say, some sort of spiritual guide that helps bring you,
And also, so much of it is in his own head.
Mhm.
He's the one Lester is the one who sees him as a gatekeeper.
Right.
That's not really what it is at all. And so much of what he carries, so much of the negativity that he carries is his beliefs about how other people perceive him, which may or may not even be accurate.
Yeah. Yeah, I love it. And of course, the other thing that I find is quite wonderful and exciting about this is the implication of, is this real? Is this really happening? Is this a physical place, or is this not? Is this a different level? Is it that higher ground? Which is what I think is so incredible about it. And it's very simple in terms of how of the design and the layout. And by the way, George, the fact that you're where you're positioned and where David is, it almost very much looks like it could be the same place, the same house. You did that. I mean, that was so well thought out, and the fact is you guys are nowhere near each other. But that's wonderful.
Close to 1,000 miles apart, I think.
Yeah. Oh my God. Chris, I have such admiration for your work as a writer, but also as a director. I think you have such a wonderful way about you, calming way, and just really very simple, very basic, and yet at the same time you come up with. I mean, yeah, I've experienced your work where you've come up with these really wonderful creative thoughts and ideas. Tell me about what it was like to direct this piece.
Yeah, it was so great to work with David and George, and a lot of it was like, okay, we have this thing where it's a gesture. What does that mean? What does that mean to us? And there are times where we would run it and it would be different, sometimes be funny or be angry. And I was like, great, let's just, as long as we're reacting, and I think that's what's so great was that the words are great, and when someone says something, there's going to be a reaction. Sometimes that reaction is a gesture. What does that mean? Sometimes that reaction is a word, but is that word supposed to be tense? So it was really great just to spend time. It was really great to rehearse it. It was really great to find it. And a lot was by committee. Hey, how do we feel? We feel good. Let's move on. Oh, let's explore it some more. So it really was one of those things where I really felt like we all crossed the finish line together. We all looked at each other like, yeah, these are some good choices, but a lot of exploration. And also too, just, like I think you had said this, like just the voice work, just being able to, a lot of this is even, there are times where I would just watch it and not watch it, just like listen to it. And it still even just verbally displays just the voice work and being able to hear tonal changes. So there's just a lot of really, really great stuff happening that I enjoyed. And it just came out from just, let's just keep running it. And really happy that everyone was so happy with the material, and the material was so great. And, so I think if things worked out, it's because everyone was such a participant and so willing to be generous with the other person and listen and respond. So I had a great time just watching people enjoy each other's company, because I
Well,
enjoyed each other.
but see, that's what you get when you have this really wonderful cast of like pros and real collaborators. People like I feel I'm lucky. I feel very gifted or very very blessed to know that like I know Shellen and you, Chris, and I've worked with George for many years, and I've worked with David for many years, and I know how very generous and giving they are, and it's not even it's not it all comes to like finding that wonderful balance that it was so beautifully created tonight. Um, I just want to ask a quick question about these powerhouse performances that both George and David, you're just amazing, man. You really are. Such a wonderful, like, and this work is just really wonderful. I I love David. I've seen him handle like he handles comedy so well, and he does a lot of work with children, and he handles working with children so well, and yet when you see the versatility of being able to play this dramatic role, I just found it quite wonderful. Tell me about this for you, David. What was the tell me about this role, this play, like how did from your perspective, how did it start and how did it get to where it is right now?
Well, I mean, it comes back to as I think we've all kind of said, just the language here and the words that Shellen wrote, and then kind of just being able to explore that. And I think I don't there's several things that we had in our initial kind of conversations. I think a lot of it was just the stress and sort of uncertainty and all these kinds of things that are kind of part of our world and our daily lives now. And so I think a lot of that kind of weight was pretty present, and I think it was just letting, but I think Shellen really kind of created a clear pathway to go on, and Chris was really great about just trusting those words and trusting to allow that exploration to flourish and to keep sort of playing and saying like, listen, and uh, and then again, just sort of playing with George and us, I think just naturally listening and responding to each other really well. And I think that is sort of what kind of guided us as Chris was mentioning. And I felt like that was such a fun place to be and a fun journey of like, we're not going to get like, let's not worry about being super specific. Let's make a few choices here, but let's just let this breathe in a way with the two of us. And that was just a lot of fun. And, I have so much respect for George and knew George when I was in New York for so long. And so it's really a great opportunity to work with him. And we have like a special moment that we know that we get to share. That's really, really nice, I think, for me. And kind of, that was sort of a thing that, kind of came into as a part of our conversation, and Sean kind of implemented that in a really beautiful way. And it's, and so there's a real connection, I think, that leads to George and I to really sort of, really connect. And that's a great moment sometimes as an actor when you know that there's a shared thing, and you're both on the same wavelength for a moment. And then that, I think, has just been a really fun trip. And just to listen to him and let him, come at me and be able to listen and respond. And then again, as you said, Nick, earlier, it's right. I mean, George he's always had, that in the terms that I've known him, a calming presence and a calming personality. So, I think everyone feels, maybe, well, at least I've always felt very comfortable, even just kind of being with him in a conversation, or walking in Chelsea a couple times that we've, years and years and years ago. But so yeah, for me, the words created, and the connection through just conversation, to know that we have this little real special thing, and then it just letting it breathe, and I appreciate just that opportunity to do that, and then to get to work on stuff.
Oh my God, thank you, David. I mean, I think, once again, I feel you guys have once again demonstrated you've made this case that we constantly try to do every intensive, which is to prove that you can indeed create very compelling, moving theater on this particular platform. While, of course, we all love live theater and we'll always say that's our preference. Of course, I get that. I understand it. I feel the same way. But this is exciting. And to sit here and to be drawn into this work, and to be able to see to feel it. It's not just seeing it, it's feeling it. It all just comes right on through. So it's so exciting. George, you are I said I know that we use the word legend way too much, but you are.
God, that's too much responsibility, Nick.
Nope, sorry. You own it. It's your responsibility. Yeah, you just again, everything that you had, that you still have, and then some. So you're just an extraordinary artist and an extraordinary man.
Thank you.
Um,
Let me just say that, and really going off of what David was saying, that about the two of us connecting, it happened very clearly for me at the very first meeting when Shellen asked, "What does transcendence mean to us?" And immediately I thought of Melanie Boland, and I mentioned her name because when Melanie would go to the theater or somewhere and you would ask her how it was, she frequently said, transcendent. It was transcendent.
Mhm.
And when I said that, David chimed in and talked about how much he appreciated and loved working with her. And it really, it bonded, for me, it bonded us together, because though she's passed on and transcended this earthly plane,
Mhm.
she's still part of my thoughts and my heart. And it was nice to know that sentiment was shared by David as well.
Well,
Um,
I
And
just
went
want
right into the play.
yes.
That's the mother in the
Yep.
play, is their love for her.
Right.
I just want to say, I hope you will not be surprised by the fact that we have been thinking and speaking of Melanie a lot over the last few weeks now. Alicia will tell you the same, because again, she just started working with us in August, and I was trying to share and catch her up on all of the history of and the lore of TBTB, and how it all started, and where we are today, and knowing that we could not be here today without everything that brought us here, all the people that brought us here.
Right. Yep.
When you come into this office, there are posters all around. There's just memories all around that, just demonstrate that, George, you are still very, very much active and very much present in this company. And it just makes me very happy
Thank you.
to know that you are still that you still work with us, that you're still here, that just means the world to me. And the same with Melanie. You know, she was just such an important person, not only as an artist, but as a very dear friend.
Yeah,
So
yeah, absolutely.
we'll talk more about this afterwards. I don't want to bore the rest of our audience, but yeah, for those who have never had the opportunity to experience Melanie Boland as a friend or as an actor, I can you've missed something, and I'm sorry that you've missed something. But yeah, she was very truly special. I really I would love for Alicia to ask some questions and to talk, because I'm just curious to know what you thought of this play, and I'd love for you to ask whatever you'd like to all of our artists tonight.
Well, congratulations, everyone. I thought it was amazing.
Mhm.
And I thought how clever for this being online, for the set, in essence,
Mhm.
worked so well. And how this being online, like film or television, you had like the different cameras. You're in your room, George is in his space, and then the reveal, like I'm in the same house. And I was like, oh my God.
Mhm. Yep.
I just thought it was excellent. And I'd love to know how, the writing came together, and then with the writing, like the directing of it, because it was really inspired and I really, really enjoyed it. So I'd love to learn more about the process.
Mhm. Bearing in mind, by the way, Shellen, Alicia, in addition to working development, she's also a writer and a performer.
Excellent.
Yeah, so
Well, I'll just say that that first conversation, I love taking as much as possible from the conversation into the play, because it feels like it's, especially because it's intensive, it feels like it starts us right off with a richness of the actors' feelings about things and their own terminology. So the idea of transcendence, the idea of George playing a man of few words, and this love that they both had for this woman were kind of the jumping off points. And then I kind of seeded it through the middle, the whole notion of the monk in the marketplace and the monk in the mountain. I don't know if you know about those, but uh, David himself had left New York, and we had much of the conversation was about what it means to be in New York, to leave New York, and so then I created for that whole character this kind of frenzied, self-deprecating person whose brother didn't want to see him until he calmed down, and then his lover, who is their old childhood friend, his partner, said, "You know what? I'm good at that. I can do that." That's kind of the little backstory that Lester doesn't know when he walks into this room, but that's kind of what happens. So he thinks that his brother feels one way about him, but it's actually completely different. And his brother just doesn't want to put up with that chaos. So,
yeah.
and then I wrote a draft and it had a lot of flaws. Lester went back into a little bit of chaos at the end, and when I heard them read it and heard Chris's input, I realized, no, I really want to make sure we don't go too far back into a loop at the end. I want it to be very different, so I made that whole physical part longer, and I wanted to say also about Chris, and that I just loved the playfulness that you brought to having them play it out different ways, became so many levels, and both the actors so brilliantly. You were listening so hard, you were taking each other in and responding on such a deep level, and I'm just so thrilled with the work all three of you did to make that a very immediate, whatever the choice was in any given moment, you were reacting to each other. And so it brought it in a really full circle kind of way to the end. It was beautiful. So that's what I have to say.
Yeah,
Wow.
this medium is so weird because it's film and theater at the same time. So film, we're myopic. We focus on one person. We don't see the other person. Theater, you're always on. So you're on a camera, but you're also in a camera and you're being seen at the same time. And this is weird. This is kind of a strange environment, but you sit with it, you rehearse it. I think the drafts that Shellen wrote was great. You know, I think we kind of knew immediately, like, oh, I think this is something we can do. This is something we can play off. This is not being, you know, there's something we can make more of it. But for me, it's just trying to do it in service of the script and service of the actors. So I was like, okay, well, does this feel true? Are we hitting our marks, or is this actually something that we're performing? I come in like, hey, you can make this a little bigger. You can make this a little smaller. Hey, wait a minute, we're at the halfway point, so maybe we want to modulate it, right? So just it's great when when George gets big, it's earned. I said this to David multiple times, like, hey, when people get angry, I just don't want to hear people yelling. So like being able to be angry without it being so loud and yappy, I think really everyone just had great. Just I watch it, and then I'm like, yeah. Oh, what a, again, I've seen this many times, but like they're always like little tiny changes just to keep it fresh. When you listen, it's live theater, baby. Things are going to happen, and we just roll with it, and it was great. We get to do it again. I'm really excited for that.
Yeah, yeah. Oh my God, I agree. I agree. I love it. That's one of the reasons why I find this so exciting. And I guess the other thought, and I'm just curious about this because I'm going to ask both. Well, I'm going to ask you guys. I'm going to ask you, Chris, and you, Shellen, because you've both written for us before. Does it help to write to say we're going to write this piece for this platform? I'm just curious about that.
I think it makes a big difference what your platform is. I very much wanted to make sure I wrote something that 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 used the fact that we were on Zoom and that it couldn't have been done any other way.
Mm-hmm.
Otherwise, it's too. I don't want it to feel like less than.
Yeah.
Right? And it's funny because I did an intensive a few years ago where I directed a piece of Chris's,
Mm-hmm.
and that was live, and that was a very, very different experience and was very physical, and had a lot of fun doing that. So I think the medium is just as important as the themes. It is one of the themes.
Yeah.
The medium.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah.
For this play especially, it just worked so well, and we all get to sort of sit in like voyeurs and watch, which is I guess what you do in the theater as well. So, Chris, do you have a thought?
Yeah, I it's such a when you have like a book, you control the pace and you control the visuals. If you have a comic book, you don't control the visuals, but you control the pace. With a movie, you can't control the pace, you can't control the visuals, right? So, like here, like what is this? Like I can't control the pace, but like I can just look at George or just look at his responses, or I can just look at David and I'm like, again, it's weird. This is new. This is fun. So I do think so. And like we gain things, we lose things. Definitely, I'm so happy that live theater came back, but even here, there's stuff that we can play with that just doesn't, that theater aspect, like, I love this frame, and like I'm on constantly, and there's something about that that's really, really cool. So yeah, I think so. I definitely think so.
Thank you. Yeah. Alicia, do you have any other questions or thoughts?
I really enjoyed it, and I think what Chris is saying, and the way it's framed,
Mm-hmm.
there's the way it's like shot, even though it's not being shot, really served the story really well, and I really enjoyed it. I just thought it was excellent. So just more compliments.
Thank you.
One of the greatest gifts of this particular um, uh, platform that we use is that we get this great opportunity to work with, like in this particular case, two really incredible artists, one of whom no longer lives in New York City, and one who, well, you live here, George, but I know that you've mentioned you sort of now even have more of a preference for doing work this way.
Well, yeah, with my hearing loss, it's
Mhm.
I have the earbuds in my ear, and everything is clear. But being on a live set, I mean, I don't say that it's undoable, but it would take a lot more effort on everybody's part than 2 weeks would, 2 weeks of time would provide us with,
For sure.
And I'm home, and that's nice.
It's
So.
it's wonderful, and we do get to see your wonderfully expressive face, George, and hear the and yeah, it's amazing. And David, I will say this over and over again. I miss you. I know, I'm very happy that you are happy and that things are well, but you are very much missed, and we talk about you all the time. And I wish that you were closer.
I got to say too about David. I've never worked with David before, but I saw his incredible performance in the Artificial Jungle, and
Yeah.
just absolutely loved it.
See, it's wonderful.
And so I'm happy that I'm having the opportunity to do a two-hander with you, so to speak.
Yeah, I'm going to be posting. We're going to be posting a picture on social media of David rising out of the fish tank in Artificial Jungle with the wonderful prosthetic on his face. Oh, that's one of my favorite pictures. Tucker, before we end for tonight, do you have any thoughts or anything you would like to say?
I just have one question for you, Nick.
For me,
Yeah.
okay.
Did you think we should monetize the experience?
Monetize the experience. Well, I mean, I think, what can I say? It's always nice to be able to find ways to generate revenue for our company, of course. But what I do love about this is, for years, and George will attest to this, when we went back when we were Theater by the Blind, we would oftentimes have people that would say to us, how do, I'd love to be able to know your process. How do you create the work? What is it like to work and I know that there were many times Ike Shamblin, who was the founding artistic director of the company, wanted to be able to create ways that the audience could sort of see the process because everyone found that very interesting. This, I think, answers that for us in a sense, because when people realize that this, under a very short period of time, we've been able to create. Once again, I will say what I've been saying every night this week. The process in it is nothing short of miraculous, because everything occurs through a series of random events. People are paired together randomly. No one knows who they're going to work with. No one knows what the play is going to be about. They don't know whether it's going to be a comedy or whatever. How do we do it? Like it's all questions. It's all questions, and yet, in a very short period of time, everyone collaborates and works together, and it just creates art. Despite anyone's, whatever the limitations would be, the limitations of I don't have time, the limitations of I can't be there physically. We won't even talk about disability, because disability is kind of not relevant in this case. On Zoom, you don't see disability. You see, unless we want you to see disability, what you see are the artists doing really wonderful work, which is, to me, sort of the point of it. Not that I want anyone to hide or not talk about disability. I just think it's more important for us to create great work, and that's what we do. So, but if we could think of a way to monetize it where, people will still come in and watch it, Tucker, we can discuss that at a later time. Well, listen, everyone, I want you to get off and have a few minutes break before we start our next show, and hopefully I'll get a good connection for Facebook. Been having some trouble with that. But thank you for giving us as I had hoped and anticipated, a really powerhouse Friday night show. The perfect way to kick off our weekend. Thank you so much.
Thank
And
you.
I want to thank all of you for tuning in and getting a chance to be with us tonight to see our work. We're very proud and honored to be able to create this work and to share it with you. So please, if you like what you see, tell your families, tell your friends, tell everybody. We have been doing this every night. If you missed anything, you can go to our YouTube channel or our Facebook page. All of the shows are up, and then we're going to ultimately post them to our website as well. We have one more show tomorrow night online, and then on Sundays, the big grand finale where we're going to be doing 6 brand new shows. We'll be presenting them live before a studio audience, and we will be simulcasting that right here on social media for you as well. So tomorrow night we have the final play, which is a really great piece. I think a great piece to sort of cap off our week. The play is called The Driver on the Bus, and it was written by a really extraordinary writer. This is the first time she's working with us. Her name is Monica Herbert. She's actually based out in San Francisco. So we're really excited about that. The play was directed so beautifully by such an incredible director, Ashley Wren Collins. So you'll get to see that tomorrow night. The show stars, let me see, Brie Klauser, the amazing Estrella Tamez, and there's somebody I can't remember the other actor. I'm sorry. Tune in tomorrow night. You'll see. That's all I have to say. In any event, just tune in. We're going to be going to Facebook in a few minutes. So if you like tonight's show, tell everybody, come back, get a second helping. And and we'll see you tomorrow night as well. Have a
Wait,
what?
wait, again.
No, it's not. I would never act. I would never act. I'm not an actor, right? I look forward to seeing you all in a few minutes on Facebook, and we'll see you tomorrow evening. Have a wonderful, wonderful night, all. Happy weekend. Bye-bye.
Voiceover on Zoom.12126663373 has left the meeting. You are currently on a text element. This meeting is being recorded and live streamed. Anyone with access to the recording, okay. You are currently on a button. To click this Zoom meeting window. Close Zoom meeting. Minimize. Live streaming. Custom live streaming. Minimize. Close. Full screen. Full screen. Close. Minimize. You are currently